kids have 7,975 yards of total offense.
They're fast.
Third most ever in FCS history.
They're the Sam Houston Bearkat.
Tempo again. Briscoe fires to the end zone. Jump ball. And caught for the touchdown. Jedediah Lewis elevating to make the grab. And Sam Houston extends the lead.
Again out to the slot. One man misses. This might be enough. Touchdown. Davion Davis.
Jedediah Lewis steps out of a tackle on his feet. Steps out of another tackle. Down the boundary. He's going to go. Bearcats lead.
Bearkat offense is a product of 18 to 20 years of work. We research and develop this offense every year in an effort to upgrade it and make it more efficient than it is right now. It's no secret that Mike Leach and Cliff Kingsbury have been instrumental in influencing me with regards to how we approach offense philosophically, from an X's and O's standpoint, and with regards to how we attack defenses.
I've been familiar with Sam Houston for a long time, and when I first started going down there, they were a competitive team, but not the great team that they are now. And I think Coach Longo and his offense are a big part of that.
Mike Leach runs the offense in its purest form, and so often when I talk football with Coach Leach, I'm reminded of how much simplicity really helps our players be efficient and instinctive with what we do. On the other end of the spectrum, talking football with Cliff Kingsbury usually goes in the direction of thinking outside the box, discussing the importance of tempo, and just thinking creatively.
I've known Phil Longo probably 7 or 8 years. One of the best offensive minds in college football. Having played him this year, you see he always has an answer for what you want to do defensively. He's very innovative. He's very creative. He's great at adapting to his personnel. And it's been fun to watch. He's done it everywhere he's been. It's created great offenses, and I'm a big fan of his.
So we have the offensive system that we need, and we have the great players at Sam Houston that you need to be as explosive and as prolific as we have been. But the one key component that cannot be overlooked is you absolutely have to have a great coaching staff.
The 2015 season for the Bearkat offense began with a huge challenge against an in-state Big 12 opponent.
When you play somebody like Texas Tech, you know they're going to score points. That's how they're built.
Yeah! The Texas Tech game was a major challenge for us because we knew offensively we were going to need to be at our best because we were playing against the very best.
Air raid versus air raid in what wound up being a high-scoring shootout with the Red Raiders. The offense opened their season with a 45-point performance against their Big 12 foe, including 31 points at halftime. Sam Houston rolled up 34 first downs to Texas Tech's 29.
I think one of the great things with the Austin offensive system we're in is that players new to the program have seemed to be able to come in and play early for us. Davion Davis is a great example.
Davion Davis began his career with a record-breaking 12-catch performance in the first college action of his career.
It was a big game, and starting as a true freshman, it was a big accomplishment for me. I was just ready to play.
We try to keep it simple. We try to keep a rhythm to what we do. It's what we do in practice, it's what we do in the game. And so when they get the game time, it's an easy transformation from practice field to getting in the stadium.
The 317 yards rushing and the 320 yards passing demonstrated the balance for which the Bearkat offense strives.
We were playing a Big 12 team, but we were playing a team we thought we could beat. There was no fear, there was no anxiety, it was all just excitement. The guys were fired up, ready to go. It was a great environment. It was an exciting way to open the season.
This game marked one of the top offenses in the FCS against one of the top offenses in the FBS.
For us to open the season and put up the number of yards we did, score as many points as we did, and go toe-to-toe with those guys, it's pretty impressive.
Texas Tech represents one of the greatest offenses in FBS football, and in order to win a game like that, you've got to match their offense punch for punch through 4 quarters.
Blink. Eat 'em up, 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 eat 'em up. Don't blink.
Game 2 versus Lamar marked an opportunity to attack the first conference opponent of the 2015 season.
Outside of tempo, what philosophically we're really trying to do is stretch the field horizontally pre-snap, and then do our best to stretch the field vertically post-snap.
The thing we want to accomplish in our offense is getting our athletes the ball in space. And we want to distribute the ball to as many of those athletes we can as quickly as we can using tempo.
Sam Houston racked up 46 points in a game that saw 11 different players catch passes. The Bearkats rattled off 93 plays en route to a 560-yard performance.
The ability to spread and the ability to put people on the island cannot be underestimated.
This marked the second week in a row that Sam Houston had 30 or more first downs in a game.
It allows us to use all of the athletes that we have in different ways to attack defenses.
Everybody's gonna get touches.
Let's go! It's a fun offense, a lot of opportunities to get the ball in their hands, make plays in space, and that's what this offense is about. Let's go!
You know, we don't really want to have to coach skill players. I mean, we want to coach them on how to beat the line of scrimmage. If we have to coach them beyond the line of scrimmage, then we have the wrong guy.
You know, not everybody has that ability to have each individual skill player or each individual player that gets on the field hurt teams, hurt defenses in multiple ways, and that's something that this system promotes.
The QB tandem of Johnson and Briscoe combined for 464 yards passing and 5 TDs, completing 31 of 41.
We need to get the skill players the ball in the open field and let them do what they were recruited to do, and that's make plays.
5 different players scored 8 touchdowns, 3 rushing and 5 passing.
Don't blink, don't blink. Eat 'em up, 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 eat 'em up. Ain't talking.
We're not playing with tempo just to say we play fast. We're playing fast with a reason and a purpose. There's a philosophy behind it.
The fact that we could run 90 plays to 100 plays a game consistently was something we've really never done before.
Very fast.
Fast. Fast.
Fast.
Coach Longo preaches all the time about starting fast.
Numbers of plays that we play per game now, if you go back 10 years, it's just unheard of.
Playing fast. That's all we know.
This marked the third game that Sam Houston had compiled 30 first downs or more. These guys are in the business of scoring TDs, and the Bearkats are the best in business.
Playing the Bearkats is an everyday gamble. Blood, sweat, and tears is what we put in. On the road to the championship, get in. You might be bigger and think you better. You think y'all cold, well, here's some.
Throw out the records and the statistics for this one. Rivalry games tend to come down to who wants it more. The Bearkats took on the Lumberjacks in front of almost 30,000 fans at NRG Stadium in Houston. Sam Houston extended its dominance in this rivalry, winning for the 5th consecutive year.
For this battle between two teams being so big, you have all of that emotion. They know us for bragging rights.
So seeing the Texan Stadium filled up with the purple and the orange was crazy.
Early on in the SFA game, you know, we were able to make some downfield throws, make some big plays in the passing game, get some skill players the ball in the open space and let them make a defender miss and, you know, and go create some yardage.
The Stephen F. game, it was an intense game back and forth, and with that huge rivalry, you know, sometimes it means a lot more than any other game.
You know, they want to try to get the bench cleared.
Another example of the defense knowing what's coming and we stuffed it down their throat was the Stephen F. Austin game.
At the end, when we needed
to keep the ball and keep it away from them. Our offense was able to just grind it out.
The defense knew what we were bringing as an offense. We knew what we were bringing as an offense. We met in the middle, and it was a test of wills.
With 4:11 remaining in the game, Sam Houston State got the ball back, leading 34-28.
And it's great to get in a situation where you get a chance to bring your offense over to the sideline on a timeout and say, basically, it's in your hands. You know, we don't get the ball back, we win. And it was really neat to see the offensive line and the running backs and everyone take that challenge on. And they knew what we were doing, and we knew what we were doing, and the whole stadium knew what we were going to do. And I think it's probably one of the most rewarding ways to win is just physically to bludgeon your opponent.
Stephen F. Austin never saw the ball again as the Bearcats pounded it successfully to end the game.
Don't blink, don't blink. Eat 'em up, 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 eat 'em up.
We break every huddle with don't blink, and it's just a mindset for our players and our coaches. It's the way that we want to play football. It's fun.
Bearcat offense starting to get rolling, starting to pick up the tempo. They want to average over 90 plays per game.
Johnson has time, now throws, has a man. Racing down the near sideline and into the end zone is Corey Avery.
Don't blink.
And right up the middle, untouched.
Don't blink.
The don't blink mantra is really what we're about.
Caught at the 10, in the end zone, touchdown.
Don't blink.
And it's just really something that philosophically we believe in, that no team is going to play faster than us. No team is going to be faster than us.
Don't blink.
The idea behind it is just instilling that tempo in them from day one.
Briscoe deep down the middle, the end zone, touchdown. It's Brown again.
The defense is always going to be more tired than us. You know, we control the tempo. We don't want to just go fast to go fast and be sloppy. You know, execution is huge in this offense.
Overstreet up the middle and into the end zone.
Touchdown. We've got this thing going now that you can't stop it.
52-0. My goodness, what a display here. And you know, we all knew that Sam Houston State was this kind of team. They've been, as so many teams have mentioned, so many people around FCS football, this is the program you want to model themselves after.
Don't blink.
We came out, we played hard, and we were able to get 52 points on them in the first half. You know that you went through fall camp, you went through the whole season, went through off season working hard, and you're able to just come out and you're able to just dominate somebody like that. It's just a big thing, and it's an amazing feeling.
And it's a running play for Bulmer, and he's got touchdown. This is how Sam Houston football is supposed to be played.
I mean, it's just a wonderful thing.
You ain't got no juice. Y'all can ride along just like Ice Cube. We just eat 'em up, we don't need no spoon. I'ma call you Kevin Hart since you wanna act. Your whole team need a break like a Kit Kat. Down here in Huntsville is where it's at.
Look, what it comes down to is ball distribution for our players. We want to distribute the football to as many different players as we can.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All day, all day, all day, all day.
This is the most balanced offense Sam Houston's had in my 30-plus years of being around the program.
The offense was led by quarterback Jared Johnson, who threw for 250 yards and a record-tying 5 TD passes. 4 different players caught touchdown passes, promoting the philosophy about forcing defenses to defend all of Sam Houston's skill players.
In the past, we've used the run to open up the passing game. Now we use the passing game to open up the running game.
You know, from an athletic director standpoint, and you watch the way our offense distributes the ball and the way they run the offense, it's exciting from a marketing standpoint, fan standpoint, and trying to build some of those great fan bases because we have an exciting brand of football.
The tight ends have increasingly become a bigger weapon.
All of a sudden, you know, you realize you've got 2 or 3 receivers that any one of them on the field could be that next play.
28-0, 10 minutes, second quarter, and we still going in.
Man, with our offense, we can do a lot of things. We have a lot of options. And once a quarterback makes the option, he can throw it to anybody on the field.
The Bearcats put 35 points on the board in the first half, scoring at will against Abilene Christian.
As a former defensive backfield coach here, and the way they spread everything out and put you on an island and all the different things that you have to cover, it really puts a lot of stress and pressure on your defensive staff and your defensive players.
Just as they did last season, Sam Houston continued its excellence in the red zone, going a perfect 5 for 5.
Gotta keep shining, gotta go get it, gotta go win it. As easy as nothing. Did you say something? We're running to the power line, now we score. Don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink.
The weather has never really been a factor for us because I think we do a good job of getting the ball to different players, and so it's hard to key 1 or 2 or 3 guys, which enables us to kind of keep defenses honest. I also think we've been able to both run and throw the football in bad weather, and that allows us to maintain offensive balance as well.
We anticipate that you're going to have to win some ball games in some weather.
In a torrential downpour, the Bearcats showed why being versatile is vital.
We really showed we can play in any element.
Sam Houston State let its running game do the talking in the bad weather, amassing 298 yards rushing.
We can do what we want, and the weather is not going to affect us.
5 different players scored in the game for the 4th time this season. The Bearcats put the game away early as the offense exploded for 30 points in 30 minutes.
So after the free kick, you see Johnson throwing the touchdown pass to a wide open tight end Hutchinson.
I can say that I know that the weather has never affected us any more than it has the opponent. And so, in a weather game, what you're looking for is just to make sure that you're still on an even playing field with the opponent.
Now Johnson throws, one-handed catch. Oh my goodness! What a catch in the end zone! Touchdown, Sam Houston State.
The defense knew what was coming. It didn't matter.
2nd down and long. Send Davis in motion, give it to Avery again. He's got a hole, he's got daylight, he's got a touchdown.
And they couldn't stop us.
Overstreet in the backfield's got the handoff, breaks through the line and skips into the end zone for a touchdown for the Bearcats.
And with what we do offensively, I think the balance, and our ability to both run and throw the football has given us an opportunity to put together some pretty impressive wins and some pretty impressive performances in bad weather.
I think we're built that we can win in any weather condition.
Eat 'em up, 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 eat 'em up. Don't blink.
The every man up concept is just something that we preach with regards to every player in our offensive system being able to get out on the field and compete. We aren't necessarily competing with each other. Second string wide receiver here is not competing to be better than the starter that's ahead of him. He is competing to meet the standard that our wide receiver coach has set for what a starting receiver needs to be able to do.
Another game with over 600 yards. The Bearcats sliced up the Northwestern defense to a tune of 668 yards.
In my opinion, it's the best offense for a quarterback, especially with the skill players being as skilled as they are these days. It gives us the opportunity to put it in their hands and let them do the work.
We play so many snaps. It gives our players a chance to showcase their talents.
The Bearcats had 77 plays today. 36 of them were first downs.
One of the obvious great benefits of this offense is the number of players that get to participate. When you play 8 or 9 offensive linemen and 6 to 8 wide receivers and 4 running backs, there's a lot of people who are participating, making plays. It allows you to really get your playmakers on the field in all different aspects.
Well, it's a lot of fun in some respects. I will say for some of us, I'm like always scrambling for a sheet because there's a new guy going out there, and who is that that just hit the field?
The receivers get a lot of production in it.
Also, our guys understand that if we're going to play 90 snaps a game, and we're going to play 16 games, that's a lot of snaps. And so you need to play 3 running backs. You need to play 6 or 7 wide receivers. You need to play 3 or 4 tight ends. And the same thing with offensive line. I've never seen a team ever play 9 offensive linemen like we did last year. I think when we recruit players, we let them know that in this offense, you're going to play a lot of snaps, but also you have to be unselfish because, again, we're going to get a lot of guys in the field.
At one point in time, we had 4 running backs, and I'm like, okay, which one is even inside of them? Because I think any of them can be out there. I'm like, okay, so which running back's going to go in for the next play? So I think, from that, it's fun and it makes it interesting. But I will say, I've seen other fans when we're out there and watching, that'll be grabbing the same thing I am, grabbing sheets and who's that new kid that's out on the field.
Jared Johnson went 21 of 32 for 275 yards and 2 TDs as the Bearcats beat Northwestern State.
We put a high premium on playing instinctively. And that means we're playing without thinking. And that's what you have to do when you're to play in the tempo that we play. We much rather have their focus on the athletic skill play that they need to make on that particular down and not on what the X's and O's are for that particular play call.
I would describe the offense as one of a kind.
30 points in the first half has become a regular thing here for the Sam Houston State offense. Corey Avery led the way with 15 carries for 197 yards and 2 TDs.
You have to be all in for it. You have to be ready for it. You have to be conditioned for it. You just have to be ready to go all in every play.
You know what we do.
A great example of our offense spreading the wealth and getting the ball to different guys, I think, is the Central Arkansas game. It was a huge game for us on the road. We needed to win it to get in the playoffs. We jumped on them early.
The freezing cold doesn't seem to be bothering the Bearcats. They go into halftime leading 35-14.
And just being able to dominate with speed and accuracy with what you have to do.
There's no question that if you have a football team that is playing good, instinctive football, that you're going to derive the greatest benefits from an instinctive team in the biggest games of the season. Because those are the games where you can't afford to take a moment to think. You've got to be able to play instinctively and play aggressively.
But in that game, I think Gerald and Dew and Corey Avery and a couple other guys all scored touchdowns. Receivers, running backs, tight ends, everybody was touching the ball. And I think it was evident that they couldn't control all those athletes.
Sam Houston averaged 17.5 yards per catch against Central Arkansas. Another balanced day for the Bearcats, 268 yards rushing and 280 yards passing. It marks the second straight year the Bearcats defeated UCA to advance to the national playoffs.
You gonna beat us? No. Are we on top? Yes. Can we be stopped? No. Green light, Bearcats on.
Going the distance is something that we prepare to do every week. A lot of games are won in the fourth quarter, and it's no different in our offense.
100 miles an hour, let's go!
I often compare a football game to one of the old-fashioned 15-round heavyweight title fights that we all used to watch. You have to be able to go the distance. You have to be able to compete at a high level at the end of the fight. You have to be able to compete at a high level late in the fourth quarter.
118 plays against Utah, man. It was. I didn't even realize. It was that many. It wasn't bad at all. We used to that. I'm used to that. That's what we grew up doing. Our coaches prepare us for that every day in practice. A lot of reps, play fast, speed. Like we always say, don't blink. That's what we do. Sam Houston Bearcats. Going into the Southern Utah game, we knew we were in for a battle. Ultimately, Southern Utah couldn't sustain the speed with which we played that game.
Playing a Southern Utah team that was a dominant defense and that had 3 players that ended up signing NFL contracts was a real challenge for us. The nice thing about what we've developed here is our guys just believe in the system, they believe in what we do, and they know just if you keep on going at them, you're eventually going to make some of those plays, and we did.
60-year senior Ridgeway Frank rushed for over 100 yards in our first-round playoff game against an exceptional defensive team in Southern Utah. True freshman Remus Bulmer played in that same game, also rushed for over 100 yards, and we were fortunate enough to win that game and advance to the second round of the playoffs off the legs of our third and our fourth running backs on the roster.
Pitch, Frank with the bobble. Frank with the corner, and Frank with the touchdown.
You know, it's kind of funny because I've been in football my whole life, and even though I've been athletic director for 20 years, and when you look at the number of plays that our offense is the goal of 100 plays a game, and like in the Southern Utah game, we had 118. From watching the game, the game has been extended to almost 4-hour games, but it just shows you how much pressure it puts on your defense and how much excitement it creates in the stadium.
Offensively, our job is to move the chains.
I mean, I grew up in a football family in Texas and literally watched football Friday night, high school, Saturday was college football.
Go right into the end zone for the Bearkat touchdown.
Sunday was NFL. And, to think now and go back and look at that you'd have the number of plays that you'd have in a game. I can't even imagine.
Jedediah Lewis steps out of a tackle on his feet, steps out of another tackle, down the boundary, he's gonna go! Bearcats lead!
Almost 8,000 yards. Opposite us soft, go hard. You think we're done, we're smart. Bench run merch, play your part. Trying to keep it cool, now we're
in a quarterback-driven offense like we're in here at Sam Houston, there is nothing more important, more imperative than the relationship between myself, the offense coordinator, and our starting quarterback.
The lone undefeated team in FCS football. Tonight, a rematch in the FCS playoffs with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line.
This is a classic matchup between a powerful offense for Sam Houston State, averaging 547 yards, versus a relentless defense with 25 shutout quarters this season.
One of the great challenges is when you play a great defense, like we did when we played McNeese. Maybe one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in the country. And we were in a situation where we had to come right after them.
Sam Houston up tempo. On 2nd and 5, Briscoe looking deep, down the sideline. It's caught! Touchdown, Bearcats!
Coach Longo and I have a great relationship, and we meet together all week long throughout the season, and it's been countless hours together, and it's gotten to the point now where we think so much alike. We'll be rolling, and I'll be seeing things on the field, and I'll know pretty much exactly what he's going to call as soon as he gives me the formation before he even gives the signal.
Leaping over the pile for the touchdown.
I think when you spend the kind of time that we spend together with regards to game planning and watching film of the defense and preparing ourselves for the game on Saturday, it's a major benefit when the quarterback out on the field pretty much knows what I'm about to call.
Briscoe, wide open completion, touchdown, Bearcats. Jedediah Lewis with his 5th of the year. I'm impressed with this Sam Houston team. Trying to upset McNeese on the road. Always a tough environment to play in Cowboys Stadium. And looking for a date in the FCS quarterfinals next week against Colgate. Houston going tempo again. Briscoe fires to the end zone, jump ball, and caught for the touchdown. Jedediah Lewis elevating to make the grab, and Sam Houston extends the lead.
6 guys by the line of scrimmage.
Briscoe on play action. It's complete past the 25.
To get you where you are in this ball game, I think one more play is what I will go with. Let's see if Briscoe can get us into a situation where we get a first down.
In the huddle during the timeout prior to that play, Jeremiah Briscoe wanted that play. I felt like in that moment that he thought the way we want a quarterback to think. We're always going to attack the opponent. We're always going to go after the win.
Avery to his right. He's going to drop back. In trouble. It's caught at midfield. And Gerald Thomas has a first down and more for Sam Houston. Is that the dagger?
Fantastic play call by Phil Longo by bringing Avery in from the outside.
It really is a great challenge, and it's so rewarding afterwards when you can look at that videotape on Sunday and go, wow, to finish this ball game off, we knew what we had to do, and we got it done.
And this is the matchup they wanted to start the playoffs.
Briscoe with one last kneel down, and the upset is complete. Sam Houston State is on to the FCS quarterfinals.
The grind started last August. You can say we're cocky, we're modest. Running to Frisco, y'all.
The quarterfinal game against Colgate is a great example of a defense that does not allow big plays, that is very well coached, and is going to make you earn it for 4 quarters.
With 37 first downs against Colgate, we were just moving the ball, just working real hard. Had a lot of production from the running backs, the quarterbacks, the line, receivers, just everybody.
Straight ahead, touchdown, Corey Avery.
You know, they kept everything in front of them. They played deep, and I thought our guys did a really great job just being patient.
Again, out to the slot. One man misses. This might be enough. Touchdown. Davion Davis.
They force you to have to complete or execute 10, 12, 15 plays in a drive before they give up a touchdown.
Jeremiah Briscoe is 10 of 12 for 94 yards and a touchdown.
It was one of those games where we had to nickel and dime them a little bit. We had to wear them out.
Whatever they give us, we're going to take. If it's going to be 4 yards at a time or 40 yards at a time.
That was the way we got the job done that day.
Across the middle, touchdown!
And our offense can adapt depending on what the defense gives us. We're going to take advantage of it.
To Lewis, looking for the end zone, touchdown!
Take what they give us, live by our approach to attacking defenses and execute without making a lot of mistakes. And, our guys responded, and I think we handled that very, very well.
That defense was built not to give up the big plays. We just grind out, snap by snap, and they got frustrated and took a chance. We had to make them pay.
Briscoe looking to the end zone. Has he got a receiver? Yes! Touchdown!
It just felt good to dominate even at such a high level and know that our team could do something like that. It was really fun.
To the end zone, touchdown!
At the end of the day, you want to look at your performance from one season and find a way to make it faster, find a way to make it more efficient, find a way to reload with new weapons, and put a team back out on the field the following season that's going to be just a little bit better than it was the last year.
And, I really think it's important that they know that they have support all the way to the top.
Mighty Cat, and win like this, and win like this. Hi-ya-ya-yo, hi-ya-ya-yo. Oh. Chew tobacco spit, chew tobacco spit. You ain't cat, you ain't. These kids have 7,975 yards of total offense. They're fast. Third most ever in FCS history. They're the Sam Houston Bearkat. Don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink. Eat 'em up, 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 eat 'em up. Don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink, don't blink. Eat 'em up, 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 eat 'em up. Ain't talking next when the quarterback scramble. Playing the Bearkats is an everyday gamble. Blood, sweat, and tears is what we put in. On the road to the championship, get in. You might be bigger and think you better. You think y'all cold, well, here's some sweaters. We're climbing to the top just like a ladder. No competition when you talking who faster. Try to stay calm, but you woke up a beast. Bless you with a loss like someone sneeze. It's the third play and y'all grabbing y'all knees. Sam Houston name is buzzing like bees. Number one offense can't picture us too. Just like Boosie, you ain't got no juice. Y'all can ride along just like Ice Cube. We just eat 'em up, we don't need no spoon. I'ma call you Kevin Hart since you wanna act. Your whole team need a break like a Kit Kat. Down here in Huntsville is where it's at. No one open, we'll run no sacks. Gotta keep grinding, gotta keep shining. Gotta go get it, gotta go win it. As easy as nothing, did you say something? We're running to the far line.